Me, Sean, and I are really, really excited to host tonight's Team Huddle, and we have a special guest coming on. For the first little bit of this, me and Sean are just going to tell our stories and like how we got involved in this, and kind of like what our big breakthroughs were, like, you know, when we got really, I guess, from halfway in to all the way in with this business. A lot of you guys know my story, but I'll just, for anybody that's new or anything like that, I'll just go ahead and do a quick synopsis of my story. So I started about 2.5 years ago, and I had never heard of It Works before, and I'm shocked that I didn't. Or if I did, I didn't really register that it was It Works. I just wasn't sure what it was. And I was just scrolling on Facebook, and I saw my friend who was Autumn, but back then I didn't really know her very well. I'd only met her like once or twice in person, and we hadn't talked in like 4 years. So I didn't really know her, but it was just happened to be the perfect time. She probably posted about It Works tons of times, but this one time was the time that I needed to see it. And she was posting about how she was working from home, and she was starting to be able to match her hospital job salary working from home. And I was working 3 jobs at the time, and I was taking 5 college classes, and I was just completely drowning, and I was kind of just at my wit's end. And I think that's really what caused me to even pay attention, was because I just wasn't happy with my situation. So maybe if I saw that a year before, I just wouldn't have, even, had a second thought about it. But because I was, coming to that time in my life where I really was starting to want a change, I was like, you know what, maybe I'll ask her about this. I don't know anything about it, so it can't hurt to ask her. So then I started, and I had no clue what I was doing. I was just talking about how cool this wrap was. I was excited to try it. I was telling people, I haven't tried it, but look at these results. Like, these are my friends' results. They're so good. And I really I just didn't have that, super anxious fear of what people would think, because I thought this was such a cool product. And I knew that if I didn't hear about it, and if I didn't really know what it was, and there was millions of people that didn't know what it was either, because I was on social media like every day, just for fun, back then. And now I do that to work my business, of course, but back then I was just on social media every day for fun. And I still never even knew what this thing was. So I started just for an extra like $200 a month. And I was like, you know what? It was ironically, Autumn was telling me about Alicia and her husband's story. And that's what really got me hooked, is because she said, my cousin Alicia started this just a couple years ago, and they're presidential diamond now. And I looked at the presidential diamond rank on that income chart, and I was like, wait a second. That says $16,000 a month, and her cousin is a presidential diamond. So if she can do that, then I definitely can make $200 a month. You know what I mean? So I wasn't looking at like those ranks when I started. I really just wanted an extra $200 to $300 a month. And I literally was having so much fun in my first few months, and I was just having a blast, and I was learning about the products. I was taking the products, and I just fell more and more in love with the company and the products as I was going. And so then within like around 6 to 7 months, I was actually able to quit all 3 of my jobs. And then I was like, I'm going to do this like full time. And I just loved the idea that I could just work totally from my phone. And it's been super awesome since. So that's kind of my background. And now Sean can tell you guys his story.
Cool story. Yeah. So, my name is Sean. Rachel and I do this together, obviously. You guys see us all over the place, I'm sure. But my story is totally different. I mean, all of our stories are going to be totally different. But my story kind of started out, I just was looking for a way out, just corporate America, and just trying to get out of the thumb that, like, our bosses, have over top of us. And I was looking for freedom. So that's really what drew me into this when I met Rachael. Rachael and I met in some groups on Facebook. We won't disclose those groups, but we kind of just became friends. And just by her staying consistent and posting and just sharing her story, I kind of started seeing all of her posts. We never really interacted, but I would see her stuff. And I was one of those skeptics. I was super skeptical. I was like, I can't even tell you how skeptical I was, because I've dealt with other network marketing companies before, and I've tried to take that road to, work from home. And, you see all these big numbers, and people think it's just like a get rich quick thing. So it's kind of like my mindset. But I'll see her post, and I'm just like, I'm scrolling. I'm like, scam. So I just couldn't tell you how many times I just scrolled past her name, Rachael Nutter, and just said, like, this chick's scamming the crap out of people. And look at us now. But so one day she made a post about having the freedom to take her mom to her doctor's appointment and to take a shower, ironically.
It's like a Wednesday.
Yeah, it was like just super random. And I seen that and I'm like, I don't know, something about that post just like I stopped in my tracks and I was just looking at it and I was just reading it and I'm like, And then I went on her bio, and then in her bio it says retired at 24. So for me, I was like, all right, what's the deal? I'm like, this chick, I said chick, this chick is 24 years old, the same age as me, and how is she retired, and why am I sitting here slaving my butt off at this stupid job that I hate, that I call it Operation Clock Smash, because one day you guys are going to see it. I'm going to wake up and I'm going to slam my alarm clock off the ground because I'm no longer going to have to work a stupid job. But that's really where my mindset was. I just wanted to be able to travel the world because I just love traveling and I like to climb rocks. So I just wanted to like rock climb all over the world, but I'm like, well, how am I going to be able to make money while I travel and rock climb? So everything kind of just fell into place with divine timing. And I met her, and then we eventually we started talking, and I think we talked about the business for like a total of like
10 minutes.
If that, like the whole week that we talked before we actually met, we talked about the business for literally probably 10, 15 minutes total. And the rest is history. Now here we are doing this together. I'm staying with her, and we're done. I moved, and everything's just amazing, and I'm loving it. So yeah.
So that is our story, and as you guys know, like everyone's story is so different, and it's just so unique, and it's so amazing how, like, I feel like most people, like 98% of people, will just be so unsure of this. And it's because, and I get this all the time, where people are like, it just sounds too good to be true. And so many people are skeptical, but then it's so cool to see the journey of people going from like that skepticism or that uncertainty and then seeing them blossom. So it's so cool. Like, I love hearing people's stories, and we love sharing ours. So we kind of wanted to go for transitioning into, we really like how do I word this? We like structure tips. Like, we love giving like tips for working your business and stuff, and really also like mindset. So we're huge into self-development. Like, Sean and I, literally, we love like listening to motivational videos. Like, we'll find different people, not just the famous people. We'll find like up and coming motivational speakers and people we like, people that we, you know, kind of like meld with. And it really has just broadened our horizons for our perspective. So we actually wanted to spend a few minutes giving you guys a couple of tips, and Sean's going to go over the first one. This is a lot of people, they work their business on social media. So if you like working your business mostly on social media, this is going to be huge for you, but this is going to be like across the board for even if you do belly to belly and like wrap appointments and, you know, parties and stuff. But this is, I mean, our whole world is changing to so much technology, social media, online. So this is really huge for that. So you can go over the first part.
So the first tip that I have, I think this is like just key. This is ground level for like anything that you do on social media and in person. But since most of us work it from social media, you're definitely going to be able to implement this a lot better. But building relationships. So I know personally when I first started, and I hear everyone like saying, build relationships, and like everyone else who says it, and I'm just like, well, what does that mean? So a lot of people, they hear build relationships, they don't really know what that means. Like, they think just having like a quick conversation with them and then just like throwing the business or product on them is building a relationship. That's really not what it is. So for me, it kind of like what really sold me in the beginning, because remember I told you guys I was really skeptical about this. I thought it was a scam. So it was really sold me on it when I was talking to Rachel is she never once tried to sell me anything. And what she did was just talk to me as a person, as a human being, and just converse with me and just talk about anything and everything. We talked about God. We talked about veganism. We talked about like politics. We talked about everything under the sun, anything that you could imagine. We talked about, like I said, we already talked about the business for like 10 minutes. Like, that is it. So for me, that's really what sold me on it. Because I remember I hung up the phone with her and I'm like, wow. I'm like, well, this girl, she's not trying to sell me anything. So she can't be scamming me, because why would she take time out of her day to sit here and try to scam me? You know what I mean? So that was my mindset with it. So building relationships is key. And a lot of the ways you can do that, it's not just like, you got to find quality, like-minded people. You know, you can't just, I like to use the example of, you can't bait a goldfish with a piece of steak. You know what I mean? It's just not going to work. So you got to find like-minded people. But how you do that is you go to like-minded things that you do, like hobbies. Like she's a hooper. I like to rock climb. We both enjoy vegan food. I know you guys, some people like they're into cats, or they're into like fall festival things. Like you could just
or
like
your profession.
yeah, or
you
your profession, your job. You know, so I work construction. I mean, like anything that you can do that you relate with in your everyday life. So you're gonna find that group. I remember you saying to someone, I forget her name, but she's in avocado group. So if you like avocados, like
and like
guacamole, yeah,
groups.
like that's craziness. You never would have thought that like there'd be a group about guacamole, but guess what? There is. So that's definitely key to like finding the people that you need to build your relationships with. So find the groups that you can relate to, and then therefore you find the people that you can relate to, the ones that are like-minded, and then you friend request them, and you just start building relationships. Just start talking about the vegan food or your cats or your job or anything really. So that's definitely just like a basic on how to build relationships with the people. And yeah, so
yeah, and I want to add on that too, like it's not just like, so you don't want to separate building relationships and then switching into like just like business. Like when you are building relationships, like the way that, at least the way that I look at this is, whenever I'm bringing somebody like into our team and into our family, for me, it's like long term. Like I'm not just trying to get to know you and then like never talk to you again once you join. Like I want people on my team who do have like-minded, who are like-minded as me, who are positive. You know, if they have like a similar lifestyle, that's even better. You know, so when you're looking for people who you want to start building relationships with, that you do have things in common with, this is just going to help you so much more as you're continuing to grow with them and partner together in your business. And you're just going to have that bond automatically there. And it just makes like things not only in your business, but their business and both of your lives and friendships so much better. And it's just like everything flows like so good. Like I can't think, like, let me think of an example. I know that anybody can do this and anybody can do this with anyone. But it would kind of be like, I guess, you know, me and Sean, like we are our vegan lifestyle. We're not going to be joining groups of people who are like steak people. Because, like, I mean, anybody can do this, but, like, we're not going to be going to look for those people. Like, if somebody like that were to reach out, then that's, you know, we'll give them information. But when you're going to look for people to build relationships with, like, just you want to be looking for people who have like-mindedness as you, if that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. So now I want to kind of go into the second tip for just how we work our business and the things that we, you know, go over. Staying consistent. So when he talks about building relationships, like that is huge. But staying consistent with people. So I don't know if you guys know who Alyssa Bilyeu is, but she was, her story is absolutely amazing. She's one of the Ambassador Diamonds, and she is an incredible leader. She started on welfare. Like she was on welfare. She was like broke as a joke like a few years ago, and she has one of the most incredible stories ever. But I've watched a couple of her follow-up videos, and she is just so consistent with her building relationships with people. And then if they ever show interest in the business, to not just like let them slip through the cracks. You know what I mean? So staying consistent with people is going to be huge. There's multiple people who do this with me now where like I'm like a pretty patient person, and I know that everyone's timing is different. So I'm not going to be sitting here like, you know, instead of just like, I know that a lot of people, they can relate to this where they're like, man, this girl said she's going to join like 5 times. I'm getting really frustrated. So you're tempted to just kind of like whatever and like move on to the next. But I wouldn't suggest doing that, because you just want to be patient with people. Okay. Like it's like they say this to me all the time. Well, this girl's taking forever to join. And ironically, these people that say this are the ones that took a long time to join. So sometimes I have to kind of remind them, how long did it take you? And then they're just like, oh yeah, you're right. Like you were patient with me. So you got to be patient with people. Don't harass them, but just be consistent. Check in on people. How are you doing? You know, if you want to, I like to bring it up sometimes. Like, are you still thinking about doing this? I don't want to push you into it, but are you still kind of thinking about it? Because, you know, I'd love to help you if you're still kind of like strapped for, you know, if you're stressed out with money or like anything like that. So I just I'll check in with people like that, but staying consistent is really, really, really important, and continuing to build relationships. So staying consistent in both of those ways. the last thing we have is keeping it simple. So you can say something about that.
I think it's key, honestly, because I did this a lot myself, and sometimes I still do. I catch myself trying to reinvent the wheel. So what does that mean? It means, like, I guess back in like the caveman era, they were like, well, how do we make car go fast? Let's give it square wheels. That's not going to work. You know what I mean? So then someone came along and then they invented a round wheel, and it works. It works perfectly. We still use it to this day. So don't try and reinvent something that works, if that makes sense. So that's definitely keeping it simple. That's my tip for it, is it's not trying to reinvent the wheel. Just like when people give you these tips and they give you advice, and like your leaders and your teammates, whoever, whatever it is, and they tell you something, don't try to take it and then like twist it up and like reuse it, because it worked for them for a reason. So it's going to work for you as long as you use it the same way and implement it. These things are duplicatable. You don't have to try and reinvent it and switch it up and make it different. It might be an ego thing or a pride thing. I know that's how it is for me sometimes. I'm like, well, I'm not going to take advice from this girl, so I'm going to try and do something different. Well, little did I know, it just doesn't work that way, because these people actually know what they're talking about. They know what they're doing. They've been through this, they're where they're at for a reason, in this company. And that's my tip for that.
Cool. So yeah, we always actually we're doing this today, like the 3 vitals. We like giving tips. So keeping it simple. So I actually have a story, and then we'll give 3 tips. So the story was this one chick from conference. Like, I love this story so much, because it's cool to see how even people that are super successful had to fail over and over and over to kind of like learn their lesson, and to learn just keep it simple. Don't overthink it. Like, that's the best advice I can give, is just don't overthink it. Like, the point is, you want to be having fun with this. Like, this is a fun business, you guys. When I stopped overthinking it, and I stopped stressing out, and I stopped putting all this pressure on myself, I was having so much fun. So this one leader, I forget if she's like presidential or ambassador, but she's definitely up there. She's very successful. And she talked about in her first few months, she was really trying to make an impression for when she was doing rap parties. And she said that she had like a PowerPoint, and she had to borrow a projector from somebody, and she like put all these balloons up for her party, and she had like all this stuff, like printed out pictures and made them look perfect. And it took her like 2 hours to set up the party. And she did the whole presentation. And then this one little girl, who's like, not little, but she was like 19 or 20, college student, really shy, came up to her. And this story, I heard this like 2 years ago, and it stuck with me to this day. This girl goes up to her and says, "Oh my gosh, I really like these products, and I think I could make some extra money, but I just don't know if I can do all of this that you did." And the lady thought to herself, "Wow, I have so overcomplicated this. What am I doing? I'm like stealing this girl's dream." So ever since then, wait, where's my black bag? Ever since then, she said this is what she brings to a party: a little black bag, just like this, with wraps, water, and maybe some greens. And that's when she really started seeing her success, was just keeping it very simple, keeping it duplicatable. People they don't want to have to bring a ton of stuff. People don't have time for that. Like, they're so busy. So keeping things simple. So with that being said, we have 3 vital tips. So you guys will see stuff like on the team pages. You'll see a bunch of different tips. Some people are a little overwhelmed. Like, they see so many different ways to work the business and so many different things going on. They don't even know where to start. And this is totally normal. So we have 3 vital things for social media that if you do these things and you just stay consistent with them, even if you're one of those people that is so busy that you would only have 20 minutes while you're like sitting in bed to work this business, you could still be very successful at doing this. You can and will be successful at doing this if you just stay very consistent, okay? So the first thing is growing your network, okay? Just like we kind of talked about before, finding like-minded people. We like to find these people through Facebook groups, and then just adding people as a friend daily. So adding like maybe 10 to 20 new people as a friend on Facebook, okay? So growing your network, having new eyes coming onto your page is so key. Like, I can't even stress how important this is. So adding new friends, okay? Posting consistently. So keep posting about the things that you were posting about before you joined It Works. Whatever things, made you you. A tip that I have is try to be personal. Like, don't just share a bunch of stuff from like other people or other sites. Like, take selfies of you with your family, you know, take your own pictures, bring people into your journey, into your life. This is going to be so huge. So growing your network, posting consistently, especially taking pictures of yourself using the products, like this is absolutely huge. You know, just kind of giving your experience with the product, you know, holding it up, it's like stuff like that, staying really personal in that way. So posting consistently daily, okay, at least once or twice a day. And then just commenting on people's stuff, you know, saying hi to new friends, hey, glad we could connect, you know, waving to new friends in Messenger, commenting on their posts. Like whenever I add a new friend, I immediately go to their page and I comment on like 1 or 2 of their recent posts. So those 3 things: growing your network, posting consistently about your, you know, experience with the products, maybe posting a before and after of your experience with a product like a wrap or the hair, skin, and nails, stuff like that. So growing your network, posting consistently, and then interacting with new friends, bam. Literally, I promise you guys, like that is the cycle. That if I could just give people just 3 things, like those are the 3 things, bread and butter, like vegan butter, but like seriously, those 3 things, I promise you, if you stay consistent and you do that every day, you will have like, your business will just explode. It will explode. Whether give it a couple months, a year from now, completely explode. So we have a special guest. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Right before we bring on our special guest, I have one more thing. And this example, Alicia actually said this, and this I don't know if she's still on here, but this example, you guys, is what made me get over myself, is what made me stop putting pressure on myself, and is what made me start having more fun. This very example. So Alicia said this, I forget when it was, maybe like a year ago or like a year and a half ago. But she said, okay, you guys, there's 8 promotions in the company. There's 9 ranks. You can promote 8 times. The highest is Ambassador Diamond, which is an average of like $38,000 a month. If it took you 1 year to promote, okay, every single promotion, if you can only promote once a year and it took you 8 years to promote to every single promotion, would it still be worth it? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And that was a total like wow moment for me, because the average time it takes to go Ambassador Diamond is like 3 to 4 years, okay? The average time. So when Alicia said, you know, if it took you 8 years, if you only promoted 1 time every year, just once, and it took you 8 years to get to Ambassador Diamond, would it be worth it? And I was like, oh my gosh, of course. Like, why am I putting so much pressure on myself? And it shows when I'm talking to potentials. It shows when I'm, you know, posting. Like, I felt like I was being kind of desperate because I was in fear. And I was like, what if I don't get to this promotion in this amount of time, or I've already been in this long? Like, all this negative self-talk, it was totally holding me back. So when Alicia said that, and I call it the 8-year example, it really changed my entire mindset, and I really thank her for that. Okay, so now we're gonna bring our special guest, Casey. Casey, I'm just gonna talk about her for a second. She is like, I can't wait for her to tell you guys her story, because she has a very unique story. And this girl is literally just like taking her business completely by the horns, and she's growing like crazy. And she is just amazing. She has a natural leadership heart, and she has just like some special stuff about her. So Casey, if you're on, you can totally unmute yourself and just tell us.
I was gonna say, us here at It Works, she doesn't take it by the horn. She took it to a whole nother level.
Yes. So Casey, let me see. Is Casey on here? She said, okay. Cool.
I'm right
awesome.
here. Can you see me?
So, okay, yeah, we can see you. We can hear you. So just, I guess we'll give you like about 10 minutes. So like,
go on. I gotta fix my screen. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
These again. Oh my God.
Tell us where you're from.
I am from Taunton, Massachusetts. I'm 20 years old, and all right, I'm just gonna hold this, I guess. Okay, hi. My name's Casey. I'm 20 years old, like I just said. I was actually asked to join this business when I was probably 18 years old, and at the time I was working at Rite Aid as a cashier. And one of the wellness ambassadors just, you know, she was a distributor, and she was like, hey, you can make a lot of money basically just saying this to me. Whatever. At 18, I was like, all right, just to, like explain it more to me. And she did, and I was like, all right, sign me up. And she signed me up, and I never heard from her again. And I didn't even know what to post. I didn't even know what a loyal customer was. I didn't know anything about. My dad is, hold on. What? Okay. Hold on, guys. Sorry. My dad made me go somewhere else. Okay, so basically I joined and I didn't know anything. I think I went on Google and I Googled like a picture of the wraps. I didn't know, and I posted that, and maybe I got like 1 like in like 24 hours. I don't even know. And I was like, whatever. So I spent like $99 at the time, and I was like, all right, whatever. This isn't going anywhere for me. So I gave up. And 2 years later, I ended up going through a really hard time. I was going to school and working full time. I never had time for myself. I was going through issues with my ex. Just, was not really feeling myself. I gained a lot of weight, just eating bad, just not taking care of myself. I was sick all the time. And he didn't help with my self-esteem, obviously. It just kept putting me down all the time. And it wasn't until I decided to take care of myself that I was like, all right, I'm getting out of this. And ever since then, I grew the guts to get out of it. And ever since then, I've just always loved talking to people, seeing how I can help them. And I remember one day I was on the elliptical. I was running, and I was running on the elliptical. I was on the elliptical, and I was like, I wonder if there's a way that I was like, I love helping people. I love taking care of my body. I love helping others. I wonder if there's a way that I can help other people too, and still be healthy and still, work at the same time. And I was like, but that's not going to happen because, it's America. And then, let's see, that was, and I want to say maybe like 2 months later, I get a random message. This was when like the 1099 promotion was going on, and I had a bunch of girls messaging me, and I was like ignore, and then all of a sudden I was at work. I looked out at my phone. I saw Natalia Guglielmo sent me a message, and I was about to be like, oh my god, another girl messaging me about this. Like, just leave me alone. But I don't know. Something told me to just look at it, and I read it. It was pretty long, but I read it, and I was like, you know what? I'll get back to you later. Whatever. I was at work, and she was like, okay, but obviously most people would just ignore. So she was probably like, oh, this girl isn't even gonna answer. But I did, and I came back to her that night, and I was like, all right, sign me up. I'll do it. $10.99, whatever. And so I signed up, and I'll be honest, the first couple weeks I was really hard on myself. I've always been like an impatient person, and I always want things like really quickly. But I just was patient, and I knew that I didn't want to be stuck working for someone for the rest of my life. I still, I believe that today's society has us so focused on money that it literally like wears our bodies down. Like, we never have time for our families anymore. Families are being torn apart. We're just wearing our bodies down from working, and it's just we're not putting ourselves first. And I wanted to do something. I wanted to help people and still at the same time make an income and just, live a happy, healthy life overall. And that's what I'm working for. And I'm hoping to be able to quit my job hopefully next, I don't know, March, May, I don't know, sometime next year, hopefully, but that'd be nice. But I just wanted to say thank you to everyone on the team, not just Rachel and Heidi, Sean, Ronnie, Natalia, literally everyone on the team that I haven't even talked to yet. You're all my best friends, and I always talk so highly of you, and I'm gonna cry right now, and oh my god, I love you all so much. Okay, I'm gonna unmute myself.
Oh my gosh, you're amazing. Wait, not yet.
No?
I was gonna ask you, that was like amazing, and I'm trying not to get emotional because I literally, like, the fact that you did this before, like, this is what's so crazy, you guys. Like, I didn't personally enroll Casey, okay? So what's crazy is that, like, you could bring somebody into this business, and then they're gonna bring somebody in who's so meant to be in this, like, with your team, and then you're gonna be so close to them. Because I'm super close with Casey, and, like, I didn't even sign her up, someone else did. So it's really cool how that works, and it's so meant that she is on our team with us because she tried this before. And it's like, oh my gosh, the fact that, like, that blows my mind that just this random chick, Natalia, you know, was like, hey, like, and then you were like, something felt like right about that. So it's just so cool, and to me it's like magical. So I wanted you to give us like your best tip for Instagram, because you're really, really good with Instagram. And for anyone who's like just starting Instagram, or they do have an Instagram but they don't really work it, so like, how do you go about like working your business on this?
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I have to go upstairs to get my binder because my dad like shooed me from the kitchen. So I'll be right back.
Okay.
I hope you guys are enjoying this because I am. It's a lot of fun.
I am too.
And we got something very special for you guys at the end of it. I think you guys are gonna like it. Stay tuned.
It's gonna be awesome.
Okay, so Instagram. Okay, so I don't know why, but sorry, I'm gonna try to walk down the stairs and look at my phone at the same time. So I don't know why, but Instagram has actually become my favorite. I don't know why. I've had Facebook for probably since I was like 10 years old. But Instagram I've had for a while too, and I don't know, it's just like I already have a good amount of people on there. So it's just honestly something that just like stayed with me, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to like just mainly focus on Facebook. So when I first started, I was definitely doing mostly Facebook, but the crowd that I have on Facebook and the crowd that I have on Instagram is slightly different. So I feel like some posts that I post are more geared toward people on Facebook, and then more other ones are geared for people mostly on Instagram. I don't know. There's just different people that I have on them. So this is why I like Instagram so much. You can have unlimited followers, and you can follow as many people as you want. The groups on Instagram and the groups on Facebook are obviously different, because for Instagram you have to like follow them and everything. You can't like post directly on the page, but you can still follow these pages that millions of people follow, and you can still add them and they can add you back, and you can like comment on pictures and like reply like directly to them, and they're gonna be like, oh, who's this person? And then of course they're gonna go look at your page and see what you're about, and then you message them and the conversation goes on from there. Yeah, you definitely want to follow pages you like. For example, I'm The Weeknd. I'm obsessed with The Weeknd, the artist. I'm obsessed. Anyone who knows me knows that. And I have one friend from Texas and one friend from Arkansas, from groups on Facebook. And one of them is my best friend, and she's ordering hair, skin, and nails on Tuesday. I have her in my planner, so definitely go to those groups, guys. So just like Facebook, you can have lives and you can have stories. Only difference is live on Instagram is only 24 hours. But I mean, people can still comment throughout that time, and you can reply back and all that good stuff. This is my favorite. I don't know why. This is like, I always do this before I go to sleep. So when you go to Instagram and you go to the search bar, you can just type in, like, for example, just type in like legit, like the word college, like literally college. And you can like scroll over to where it says places, and it will give you a ton of lists of colleges. And say you click on Harvard or whatever, and it will give you all the pictures that were taken at that location, and you can just like scroll through these people, and you can go on their pages, and you can just like see if you think they'd be good, like if you think that they're looking for an extra income while they're in school, or if they're just looking for, you know, some to lose weight or whatever. I don't know, like maybe if they go to the gym. Oh, and that's the other thing. If you're looking for people who are looking to like be healthier and work out, literally type in like the word fitness or like gym, and a ton of gyms and like fitness centers will pop up, and there you go. It's like millions and millions of, you can just scroll and scroll and scroll and just add people, and it's great. So I'll probably about 20 or 25 people. I'm sorry, what?
No, that is amazing.
I don't know why. I was just like, let me just try this one day, because I was laying in bed and I just, you know, I probably add maybe like 20 or 25 people on Instagram a day, and Facebook maybe like 10. And I'll just like, you know, pictures, whatever. I'll message I will like or comment something first, and then once they like it or reply or whatever, I'll give it a little bit so I don't act like a creep, and then that's when I'll message them, so it won't be like awkward, like, hey, like, and then it's a less of a chance of them just leaving you unread too. Yeah, so I like that. And if you're trying to reach out to like maybe some moms, you know, maybe just type in like zoo or park or anywhere that moms, or like Chuck E. Cheese, like just anywhere where moms like to go with their kids, and there you go. Like literally, like this world is so big. Like I like Facebook, but you can only have 5,000 friends on Facebook, and there's so many more people in this world than 5,000 people. Yeah, so
just to clarify for the Instagram, so for places, like when they do on the search bar, so like they'll type in like, for example, college, like, so when they type in college, and then it's like people, tags, and then there's a thing for places. Okay, cool. I'm gonna do that. I have,
place, yeah.
Like, so excited to do this.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like I'll literally like message or add people like before I go to bed, and like in the morning I'll wake up with like, you know, some follow requests, some answer backs, like from people like from messaging. And this is the cool thing about messaging on Instagram, guys. So it kind of sucks because you can only, like, Instagram only lets you say so much, like in like the text. But if they want more information, I'll just be like, yeah, I'd love to give you more information. Let's exchange numbers, because Instagram only lets me say so much. That's how I get their number. But get this, so for those of you who have Snapchat, if you go onto Snapchat and you go into add friends and add contacts, you can add all those people who have, you know, Snapchat and whatever. And you can literally post on your Snapchat story before and afters too. So if they're the ones that are like, oh, like, I don't know, and then they just kind of like ignore you, guess what? They're going to be reminded every single day that they want the mail. So, and that's for me.
That is so, guys, this is like some golden stuff that Casey is saying right now. So it's really just a method, and she has, if you guys can't tell, she has a system going. So a huge secret to doing this business is exactly what she's saying, and just having a method, having a routine like that. And it literally, all those seeds, like, she is exactly right. If they're kind of unsure, when they see that before and after of whatever it is they were interested in, whether it's wraps or defining gel or hair, skin, and nails, now that they're going to watch her story and they're going to see that 5, 6, 7 times, they will be buying it from her. They will be buying it, or they will be joining her team. So it's just a matter of time at that point. And Casey, thank you so much for your tips. Like, I literally love it so much.
You're welcome. Love you.
Love you. Okay, cool. So we have something super exciting that my battery is actually kind of low on my phone, so maybe we should just kind of do.
I just want to like breeze these real quick, then.
Cool. So I'm gonna I love the Instagram training. I definitely have been neglecting Instagram a little bit, so I'm going to be utilizing Casey's advice like crazy, and I'm so excited to do that and really get back into Instagram, because Instagram is such an amazing tool to use. So I want to give, like, just, I guess, my favorite tip for one of my favorite social media tips is use your own pictures. Use your own pictures. So, okay, when I say that, like, for Facebook, this is just a Facebook tip. So if you guys notice, like, I'll use my own pictures like 98% of the time. I will use before and afters of other people in the comments of my post, But for the actual post itself, I will take my own pictures, because here's why. If you use pictures from Google as like an actual Facebook post, not the comment. The comments, like, that doesn't matter. For your actual Facebook post, Facebook is going to know if that picture that you posted as a post has been taken from Google, has been taken from someone else. Like, it's very smart, you guys. So it knows if it's like a legit raw like picture from your phone. I know it's weird, but it really does know. So your visibility, if you took a picture from Google that's been used and copy and pasted and saved and copy and pasted like 10,000 times, which like all of the It Works pictures from Google are, Facebook knows it, and it'll make your visibility so low. So this is why, again, it's so important to use your own products, even if you have just like one product, okay? It's okay. If you just have one product to work with, take the crap out of those pictures, like with your own phone, of you using it, of your own before and afters, of your kid holding it, of it, you taking it on the counter. Like, just use your own pictures from your own phone, because your visibility will be so much higher, and it'll be more authentic anyway and more personal anyway. So that's my tip.
So my tip, and this is what we're going to close this Zoom out with, is something that hits very close to home with me, because a lot of you guys may have your obstacles with like your family, your friends, and they're always putting you down, putting your business down, your love, whatever, you know what I mean? My biggest critic is up here. It's myself, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate, but I'm just so hard on myself sometimes that it just puts me in a rut. So one thing I do for that is a lot of personal development. So it's good having a routine, whether it's a morning routine or a nightly routine, you know, just something to just help yourself grow and progress. Because I've gone through a lot of stuff in these past couple of years. And one thing that's just really helped me just grow inside as a person is a lot of personal development. So like, it doesn't matter how much you write down, like if you're green on like the color chart, it doesn't matter how much stuff you write down. Like if you not making the change inside, none of that stuff is going to matter, because, you know, like in order to get a tree, it starts out as a seed, you know what I mean? And how does that tree grow? From the inside out. See what I'm saying? So really good for me is personal development and just speaking positivity of yourself. But like we said earlier, we listen to a lot of motivational speakers, and so I found this one guy named Eric Thomas. He's a motivational speaker, an author, and a minister. And I'm not gonna lie, like I listen to this like every morning when I go to work. Within 15 minutes, I try listening to a like motivational speaker or something positive. And I listened to this one morning, and it literally brought me to tears. Okay, like I literally was driving to work, and I was just crying. I was like driving, trying to like wipe the tears in my eyes, because I was just bawling my eyes out. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Okay. And I like, this is going to be really, really cool, and it's pretty interactive. And I want you guys to participate in this, because, you know, as leaders, we lead by example. So we're going to do this too, but we want you guys to tune in and do it too, because I know that when you do it, it's just going to like just spark something inside, and it's just going to like bring you mentally to a whole new level. So the name of the video on YouTube is Eric Thomas, I Am a Beast.
This thing gripped me by the throat when I listened to it, because this is like when people hear like motivational speaking, like they kind of just, some people are just like, eh. But this guy is so raw, you guys. And I want everybody to listen to every single word that he is saying.
Listen, yeah. So if you guys can't hear it, just let us know. But yeah, so just play along. You'll know when you can start to chime
Battery is going to push you, because you're closer than you're ever going to be. It's going to push you. You don't need anything to push you. Your goals are going to push you. Your dreams are going to push you. The opportunity of a lifetime that happens in this particular time frame is going to push you. It's going to drive you. It's going to make you better. So do me a favor as I leave. You can't be average anymore. 70%. You can't do it. You can't do it and have what you want. You can't give me 70 and be what you want. You can't give me 70 and do what you want. You can't be average anymore. You can't be good anymore. 80%. You can't be good anymore. 80% and have what you want. You can't be good at something and have everything you dreamed of. To make your dreams become real. To no longer dream but walk in them. You can't. 90%. You can be good. You can be good. You can be great. You still won't get it all. I'm telling you. But when you become phenomenal, there's nothing you can't have, nothing you can't do, nothing you can't be. And I believe that you're in this room right now. I believe that we're in the same space right now. I believe we're all in this place together. Listen to me. I believe that we're all in this place together because all of us hate average. None of us want to be good. And for those of us who reach greatness, we have a desire to push past greatness and see what phenomenal looks like. So I need everybody in the room, when you think about your goal and you think about your dream, I need you to understand, as I said to my wife in that hospital room, I can, I will, I must. I need everybody to say it with me. I can, I will, I must. Come on. I can, I will, I must. Again, I can, I will, I must. Now, for those of you who want it all, every single dream, every single goal, as I said, those of you who really want it, you're going to say it, and you're going to stand, and you're going to say it like you mean it. I can, I will, I must. Come on. I can, I will, I must. Come on. I can, I will, I must. Now say it like you mean it. I can, I will, I must. Again, I can, I will, I must. Again, I can, I will, I must. I need about that loved one, that individual that you have to do this for. I need you to say it with me. I can, I will, I must. Come on, for that individual. I can, I will, I must. For that person, I can, I will, I must. For that thing you want to accomplish, I can, I will, I must. Again, I can, I will, I must. I want you to think about that hurdle. I want you to think about that thing that keeps pressing you down. I want you to think about that mountain that's hard to climb. I want you to think about that thing that you just can't seem to get over. And we're going to get over it today. We're going to get over it. We're going to get over it together. I can, I will, I must. And we're going to add to it. I can get over it. I will get over it. I must get over it. Ready? I can get over it. I will get over it. I must. Come on, come on. I can get over it. I will get over it. I must get over it.
Yeah, that's it. But literally, oh my goodness, like,
I hope you guys
chills.
enjoyed that, honestly. Like, if you guys want to check it out later, go on YouTube, type in Eric Thomas, I Am a Beast. It's a 7-minute, almost 8-minute video. We just showed you like 3 minutes of it, but I think you guys will really like it. Like I said, when I listened to it in the morning, I literally started crying my eyes out because I was getting into it driving. I can, I will. People were next to me like, what is this? Dude's like, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. Like, he's crying. But yeah, okay, so this phone's about to die, but I hope you guys enjoyed this all because we did. We loved it. We hope you guys take something from this.
You guys are amazing. You're full of
Awesome.
greatness and just amazingness. And you guys literally, I hope that that when you wake up in the morning that you play that in your mind, like, I can, I will, I must, and you really think of the person or the people in your life, whatever it has to be, whether it be that you need this for them or you need to prove someone wrong or whatever it is, like, you have it all in you already. It needs to be tapped into by you.
Yep, that's exactly it. So We love you guys, and we're going to peace out of here. So see you later, Ariel. Bye, everyone.
Guys.